So it's finally time. We've gotten pretty much every farm under the sun other than like one farm, and it's again a wither skeleton farm. That's pretty much the only thing we really haven't done yet. But otherwise, we've gotten every single farm that I could possibly want done and dusted. Maybe a couple more here and there, but otherwise, we're good. Which means, finally, after like what, 187 days? Just kidding, 192 days and 23 parts, because we are now on part 23. We're finally gonna build a base. Finally. I'm done living in a fucking stone hole. Also, because I had to dig back then, I thought, damn, wow, I have no space. So we're gonna fix this. We're just gonna fucking figure it out, and we're just gonna do it. Uh, Mainly, we're gonna be like moving a ton of shit, but yeah, I need to figure out what I want to do. I think I'll just start like iron shit. I guess I don't know. I haven't had to do this in a little, or ever in this world specifically. We're still gonna be living in a fucking hole in the ground, basically, but it's gonna be a really nice looking hole in the ground. So is it truly a hole in the ground? Or no? But I guess yeah, we'll go ahead and just kind of figure it out. The very least, want the main part where I live to be done today, and we'll kind of just figure out the rest. See how it goes. This is where having an overabundance of shulker boxes ought to help me out here a little bit. Is we're gonna be packing up literally everything I can fucking grab. We're just gonna pack it into a shulker box pretty much, and then we're gonna just kind of go figure it out. We'll keep everything kind of in the same like general order, but we're just gonna be thrown in the shulker boxes. We'll get some of the easy ones kind of out of the way. I know this is kind of a waste of shulker boxes that aren't filled to the brim, but you know, it's keeping them organized. All my end shit goes. And I got all these spares because yeah, they are important to have. And we'll also be color coding a lot of our boxes hopefully today. That'll be fun. And we'll be doing some actual like sorting and shit too. Here's where it starts getting a little tricky. Or rather, it's just a little bit more work. Not much more work though. I'm gonna have to burn some of these old tools at some point, I'm not gonna lie. I don't use any of these. I do like having the saddles though. But I literally don't need fucking tools or armor anymore. Well, new tools or armor. Just to specify that. The only things I'd want are like extremely fucking niche, but otherwise like generally unimportant. Alright, so this one's actually full of I mean, we're getting close already. That's good. Yeah, we'll get all these packed away, and then we'll just kind of move them out. And then I'm gonna take down all of these chests, and then we're just gonna start reorganizing. Those are sticks. We're burning these mossy stone bricks really quickly. And we pretty much got everything cleared out. There's only like a couple more like very bulky I have to do. Here we go. I have so much dirt I have to get rid of. Oh, I might even just keep them condensed in the shulker boxes. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, it is honestly really nice having a ton of like empty space. How about this? A lot of the bulk storage for like dirt, clay, other weird like stones, all that shit, we're gonna keep in bulk storage, but and a lot of the unstackable shit that I'm never gonna see again. We'll keep a lot of those kind of in like shulker boxes, but more general bits like like most of the woods, things that I won't really fill up a double chest or like with particularly much, like those ones will kind of keep. Like a lot of this will still go in the shulker boxes, but to a less like all the sugar cane and the kelp are gonna get bulk stored, and same with the potatoes and carrots. But pretty much everything else will just remain the same, you know. But we're almost done clearing this out, so that's good. So we'll clear out the sugar cane. Here we go. Sugar cane and kelp. And then some of this other weirdo shit that I don't ever really want to. We're burning these and these. And then the rest of these we'll just kind of leave in shulker boxes. Since this will be kind of like a dedicated, this one will be like a dedicated like dye box. So any of my important dyes that I want to keep will just. And then that shit can just be miscellaneous farming garbage. Now we should have a box with a ton of woods. Here we go. Because we're also going to take this time to do a little bit more cleaning. These are going to get burned. And these, we got our woods. I guess we'll have this one be for like saplings and whatnot. like very like natural things of this nature here. I'll try and get some of these. So we'll get some pumpkins. We'll leave the bone meal in place though. Actually, I can go into. And then a couple more for some valuables. I'll put the paper among the valuables too, just because. Actually, we'll have a box for like mining shit, so like obsidian, coal, these spare torches, things I might need a decent little bit of. And then pretty much the rest of these qualify as valuables, so dump the rest of these away. Actually, we'll separate a bunch of the metals and rare ores. We'll have kind of like general valuables and then like ore valuables. You're only really gonna get from mining or like the certain farms, so these things can go into here. And then we'll put in this one. That'll pretty much do it. I mean, that looks pretty solid. Now I have more that need to be sorted though. Like these shulker boxes are completely unsorted. We got some like stones and wood. Got our woods. Now we do actually have stones kind of split up because it takes up a completely like full one. So we'll see what we can fit, but otherwise. Then we got some mob drops. Probably have a box just for like cobble related things that I actually care about. So not including Mossy, because I don't fucking care about Mossy. I'd like to know something funny. I seem to have forgotten to start the fucking music. Now I had it all ready to go and everything, and I just kind of blanked out on it. Which, oops, not intentional, but that's alright. Kind of vague. Wait, is that a block? That was a block of coal, not obsidian. That'll go in the mining one. If I need to, I can go get more shulker boxes as well, but I seriously doubt I'm gonna need to. Wood chest. Mining chest. Wood. Redstone. Mob drops. Bucket. Stuff that I still need to sort. Oh, and I'm gonna go pick up some cocoa beans from that jungle too, because I actually know where one is. So we're gonna go grab some of that. Now, mob drops. So things like that, because we gotta get rid of this whole sand. Alright, I won't have enough for dirt. Here's the redstone box. Here's the mob drops one. We're grabbing another one for more dirt, because I kind of need... Oh, actually, we can condense these clay balls into blocks. Here we go. Clay. Got that one nice and condensed. And then some various shits of these chests go in the wood box. We'll put these in the redstone box. I know they're mob drops, but I do use slime balls, so. I guess the last thing really is just making sure enough of these are sorted out properly. And then otherwise we should be good, so. I got all these sorted pretty vaguely into what I wanted, because they were already sorted to begin with. Except for this one, though. There's something about this one that I don't like. Oh, because we're gonna put the shears, the elytra, into that, into here. And then this is gonna be more for like wool and carpet. Where's that white? Here it is. Here's that carpet. So these are carpet and wool. Iron bars are like vaguely valuable, so they're kind of going into here. Now we got some packed ice and sand. Here we go. Glass and sand box like usual. Extremely vague netherrack box. These go in the mob drops, and then dirt and gravel box. This is everything but netherrack, so we're not putting anything in there. Mob drops. There we go. That's a little better. We'll toss away as much of this netherrack as we can. They're gonna go in their own dedicated boxes because I have so much of them. Metals. Don't have the metals box out. There we go, there's that. Now the rest of this is netherracks, that's cool. Here we go. Funny metal box. There we go. That's another one cleared. So we got our fireworks box, but this needs to kind of go into a potion box. Hey, what do we have in here? A potion box? That's crazy. That's cool. Some of that end loot, and this one can stay the same pretty much because this one's more of a like general purpose box that I use. Other than that shulker shell, but otherwise this is just my general like purpose box I keep. We'll put that away. Now there's a box with a bunch of end crap. There we go. Heck, we can make an extra box with these shulker shells, but we won't worry about that for right now. I'll go ahead and put these kinds of metals away. These need to go in a potion box. And I know my potion box is here. Now we should have an end box. Here we go. And then we've got a funny non-stackable box with like a couple of swords and whatnot. There we go. So now we're gonna go ahead and move all of these. Kind of a weird mix, but it still counts. So, I mean, that's pretty much everything. Oh, except for this box that I still have to sort, but it should be easy. We got our funny metals. With that redstone box that's vaguely somewhere. There we go. Cobble deep slate, a bunch of soul sand for some reason. Redstone box. Of course, I'm out of space in that one. It's a shame. That would have been pretty easy. We'll toss the soul sand and some of that shit into another box. Soul sand and soil, I guess, can go into here. Here we go. We got some more of our stone. There it is. Nether glass, cobblestone. So cobblestone box. Got some stones. Here's another box, and we got our glass box. Alright, that's pretty much everything cleared out. We got our totem box. I'll dye that. And our general purpose box here. So what we're gonna do now is put away all the empty and kind of semi-valuable boxes, like the firework ones. They go into the ender chest, and then we'll have a bunch of spare. And same with the packed ice box, because I need that for like road work. That one to go to damage. Here's a spare. That's the last that can be put away. Packed ice, empties. Potion box that I want to put away into there too. Empty, end box, metals, nether rack, empty. Alright, and then that's pretty much everything. The rest of these. Here we go. And then I should just put away the rest of these. Which all these are good too. Well, these are pretty roughly organized, but still organized nonetheless, so. Yeah, and these are all good. Alright, cool. We'll go ahead and dump the rest of these away. And that was spread out between like so many double chests and then some other stuff we reorganized, but that is a lot nicer. And here's our empties still. I mean, I condensed my whole storage system into shulker boxes that are organized, and look how many empty ones we still have. Like, and seriously, give me a second here. Alright, I'm back. But, I mean, yeah, we can just start tearing stuff down. The only thing is I might want to move these to be somewhere else, but it's alright for now. Golem death. So we're also gonna have the wood box out really quickly. Where is it? These will be color coded eventually, but of course it's near the fucking top. That's fun. Oh, ladders, very cool. And my stone box that I know is. There we are. Because what's gonna happen is we're just gonna take this and just kind of like push it down basically. I do have some regular stone. There we go. We'll turn these into stone bricks. Can't go wrong with stone bricks. We're filling this in. I'll actually dismantle this completely and move it. I just needed something that leaves the kind of proof of concept it or whatever. That wasn't really that big a deal. Oh. And we'll take this whole thing down at some point too. Basically, I'm gonna be other than the portal, we're pretty much dismantling everything. And maybe not that, but otherwise everything's kind of getting dismantled and layered. Because I also want to do something right with this where it's kind of like just tiered and it goes upwards. Like it goes upwards like pretty hard. It's like I flatten and carve out a bunch of this and it kind of like starts at like a 5x5 square about where the water is, and then it goes up about 3 blocks. Like there's 3 blocks of air, and then it's a 7x7, and another 3 blocks 9x9, and it just kind of keeps going like that. And like an inverted pyramid kind of structure. It'd be like 5x5 to 9x9, 13x13 to 17x17. So it's like 4 floors, and it's like an inverted like pyramid. That could be pretty cool. Because it's just the way this thing is shaped. I want to actually make the use of how kind of natural. I'd have to flatten that completely, kind of carve up these walls a little bit and plan it out, but let's just focus on the funny hole that I'm living in for right now. And we're just going to use Silk Touch here. And yeah, this stuff is just going to go down. Also, we are going to actually move these to be like not there for right now. Close enough. Okay, so that first of all. Filter boxes just like they feel like a new feature, but then you remember they've been out for like God, has it been like 7 years or something since like 1.9? Like they feel like they're fucking ancient, or rather they're still new, but they're not at all like anymore. And it's just kind of funny to think about. Regardless of that, we're just gonna get all these moved. Just so that way I can actually clear this out like guilt free. And because of where we live, we're gonna be building basically with a couple of different blocks. We've got spruce wood and like all logs and all planks, but usually like I love the logs and especially the look of like stripped logs on the floor when they're kind of like in a cross stitch pattern. So let me see, like, it's gonna be a little weird, but when they're in this kind of pattern, right? And then they're also like stripped, they kind of give this. Alright, I fucked up the pattern, I'm just bad. Skill issue. There we go. That's a little better. Oh, it would have been a little better. Now it's a little better. You see how you kind of have like side to side, up and down, side to side, like you know. Then you strip all of them, and it looks pretty nice. Again, for more of a floor, but it still looks great. I like it personally. That's what we're gonna be going with for some of the floors. Not all of them, but just some of them. We're gonna take this down, and we're just gonna. I'm gonna take what kind of the idea that we had. We're gonna make sure this actually gets a little bit more space. And then we'll be doing some other kind of work. Anyway, this can stay here. Actually, no, this needs to get pushed back like a whole block. Either way, this is coming down regardless, so we'll get that sorted out. Where's that redstone box? But yeah, today's gonna be all about organizing and getting some good shit done, because I've neglected this for like so incredibly long, it's genuinely not even funny anymore. Like I have not done anything else in this whole world other than just build farms and all this other shit. And that's fine and all, but I kind of have neglected every other aspect of what I need to do. And that's not good. Don't spawn me in the corner, thank you. Good place. We'll tear down these doors. I'm gonna finally fill in that. But I think today could be a pretty solid day in terms of getting a ton of good shit done. It just kind of depends how I want to do this. Your zombies still kicking off. This also means too I'm gonna be getting a hell of a lot of iron, which is nice to always have. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and tear this down. And we'll put these down too. Okay, wood box. They don't fit. Damn it. We'll put these with the redstone box for just today. Glass. At some point, we're gonna completely get rid of all Podzol in this entire island I've gone ahead and made, but I think that'll actually help like make things a lot nicer too. Might take some time. Let's think, what do we want to do? Actually put in a little bit of grass too, hopefully. And then get it started, just for that little bit. Oh, just, we'll actually, like, you know, be texturing the floors and actually making them look, you know, not full stone, but for now this is just easier for me to, like, kind of have it as a blank slate, and then we'll do stuff with it later, you know. I tend to overthink stuff sometimes, and I'm trying to really not do that this time around. We'll see how it goes. I mean, considering this is like actually a safe spot to be, what I think I want to kind of do here is like I'll have like fences and then I'll still have my doors here. But one thing I'd like to try is some like I have like a small little garden up here, you know. So it'll be stone like this, and then, you know, it'll connect up over here somewhere, and we'll fill this out, and then we'll layer it with grass up there at the top. So like we got some grass kind of here. And we'll have like an actual way to get up here and everything too, but for now, just bear with me. I'll have the pillar actually be here, and we'll embed it into the ground a little bit. Now to make the corners look a little bit nicer, we'll go ahead and make some bark blocks. So it's all the bark on all the sides. Go ahead and do that. Then we'll do something like that. This is gonna get shaved because I actually need to have it come out of here. This actually needs to get moved. There we go. And then we'll like, you know, use like stone or something up there. I could use like wooden planks as well, just something, you know. So we'll go ahead and actually grab some, I should have my stone bricks still, right? We're also gonna dump away some of this crap. There we go. Oh shit, now see, this is the other thing too. I don't know if I want the stone bricks flush with the if I want the stone bricks flush with the logs or not. Cause that's kind of a big thing to know. I think I do. And we can worry about like texturing and things of that nature a little bit later, but I just have to get something like built for now. Oh, I can actually, I could have it, I could have it so the, so there's actually like grass kind of under the stone brick part. But what we'll do is we'll go ahead and kind of have some nicer bits for pillars. Funny pillory bits. That needs to move. And then kind of, and then we'll have like staircases here to help kind of transition it down a level. But then we'll actually have grass kind of all up in here. And then we'll have kind of, we'll have this open to sunlight, but not like directly above, you know what I mean? We need to sleep really quick. Wait a minute here. But I want to try and actually like incorporate a good bit of greenery and sunlight. It won't be easy like here, obviously, as in it won't be doable, but at least in these kinds of parts, I want to at least have something. You know what, how about I just, give me a sec. First of all, this needs to be put down somewhere. I should have one with some spare, like, garbage. There we go. That's where my gravel go. Extra dirt, podzol, things of that nature. This is gonna finally get replaced with grass, like just this little section for now. Just kind of as a test run for, I guess, the near future. We'll realign some of these staircases too, because they're gonna kind of interfere if I don't. Here we go. And we'll get some dirt. And how it already looks better with that podzol gone. That certainly helps a little bit. Give me a second here. I will get some of these staircases while I'm still thinking about it. I think I could maybe use like moss carpet or something. Or maybe this will just be kind of like a roof thing, honestly, because I did want this to be like a like a terrace with like a little garden on it, but it just I don't want to have this be like too tall because I don't want the dirt on the sides and then like the grass on top. But if there was like a grass slab and then like a stone brick slab, that would be great. Of course, that's not a thing, which fair enough, but something similar. I can maybe turn this into a patio and have like kind of this built up and out a little bit more, and then kind of rework a bunch of these staircases in a certain way. But it could work. I'd have to kind of play around with it a little bit more. And we're gonna push this wall back a little bit at some point too. Won't take too long, but we won't do it now. That's alright, we don't need to. Now, what do we do? We're just gonna toss some stuff away for a little bit. And then we're gonna have another wooden like beam kind of coming down. And then this is just gonna be grass. We'll use dirt because that's what I got on me. It'll spread eventually. But we'll have our doors here and all that. And then we're gonna have like fences, like just spruce fences, I'll flatten this wall to be more actually in line, so it's not. Well, I mean, it's not even bad when it's dipped in like this. Unironically, I don't mind it. It doesn't look terrible at all. At least I don't think. Might be. Not sure though. And there we go. I don't have enough, but keyboard having a funny moment. We got some spare wood, I think, right? Find out. Yep, we got enough spare. A lot of spare. I think something like this could be nice, and then I could actually pretty much open up this wall entirely, since there's nothing that could actually get to me, you know. But we're gonna do some terraforming. I'll do some work a little bit later to kind of help blend it into the ocean properly, but that's not right now. I could seal off that tunnel, have like some stairs here, and then have this turn over here, and then get to the sugarcane farm this way. That could be cool. And we'll worry about the specifics a little later, but I'll have to get some sand actually. Just as long as I kind of got a rough idea of what I want to do. Now, here's the sand. That dirt's gonna go. In fact, a lot of this needs to be replaced with sand. Difficult part's gonna make it is gonna be making it feel like Minecraft terrain. Oh no, I'm drowning. But I'm thinking like if I have it kind of like steep up here, and then it'll kind of like taper and curve off, so it's steep and then it like slopes pretty aggressively into like flat. Not like a right angle, it's more of a curve, but something could work, you know. I mean, this doesn't look terrible. Actually, no, just kidding. That looks weird. But I think it'll get a little bit better when it's actually, you know, poured up with some. Purchase. There we go. Dirt. Need some dirt. I need these brown mushrooms, but yeah. I want the outside to look pretty, but the inside is what can actually be a little bit more like angular and geometric, you know? Not this inside, I mean like where you literally can't fucking see it because it's like that little inland part. That part I think would be cool to have like be angular and geometric, but I kind of want it to slope like so you got pretty much like more or less like pretty decently blended like normal Minecraft terrain goes into like a cool kind of like rustic house, and then like kind of in this back area here you've got like fuck all abomination of just inverted pyramid, like kind of cool lighthouse up there. I might have to cut down the tree, but that would be good. Um, and then in this little part here, I could also have like a little like port town, not town, but a little dock and like a building or three with a little fishing shack or something. You know, something cool. Or hell, I could even build like a giant fucking like spire or more like a column that goes like through the water and down. And then it also doubles as a way for me to get up from there all the way down into there. That could be cool. I could build that out of like concrete or something. That could be interesting. But there's enough I could do. It's just trying to figure out how the fuck I would even accomplish it, or what actually, like, specifically I would want to do. I have not really done something like this before, so it's all like really new to me. I've done like a couple of things like that kind of look nice, but it's like the vague kind of like generic, like nice. Now I'm not trying to make like a mega base, or well, I kind of am at some point, just not right now. I'll try and make a mega base. This could be glass, so that would actually keeps in what because I just don't want shit coming from on top of me. I could actually have this be like a glass bit so I get some sunlight too. And then I'll have like more wooden logs and I'll kind of carve out this staircase. We'll go ahead and get rid of this for now, but the idea is there. We'll go ahead and take some of these. Raw gold and metals. What do we got? There it is. I'm gonna need a spare for more dirt and whatnot, I'm not gonna lie. Just some general shit while I'm still kind of getting this terraforming thing under control. We're making a little bit of progress. I know it ain't like a lot right now, but this is something I want to kind of just chip away at for a little bit. Because, well, honestly, I don't want to do the wither farm for a little bit. We've done so much, like, farming shit. I mean, I've built a fucking flower farm just out of spite, pretty much. And, you know, I'm tired of building farms. I don't want to have to build them 24/7, but, you know, they're kind of useful, spoiler alert. So I would like to actually, you know, have them. We'll go ahead and kind of clear up some of this. Rain. Thunder, in fact. We're not taking any risk because my house is made out of partial wood right now. And I don't exactly have a lightning rod, nor do I have a need for one at the moment, because I don't have anything to do with lightning. That's the first thunderstorm though, like period. I haven't seen one at all. And it's day like 198. I haven't seen a thunderstorm until just now, so that's kind of fun. We're sleeping that away because I'm not taking any chances. Don't want something to get goofed up. Go. Push these in a little bit. We have stairs here, they lead into here, and that's how I get to my sugarcane farm here now. Yeah, I'm just freehanding this, honestly. I don't know really what I want to do specifically, but I'm sure I'll figure it out in due time. Like I know like the real big end goal I have of building like an entire city in like a single building, and it's just a huge ass castle. Like Mondo big. We're talking like pretty much world height kind of big is what I want to aim for with a castle. Like bedrock to world height kind of castle city, like all in one building. I think that'd be really fucking cool, but it's such a huge, and I mean huge project. I could even like, you know, it'd take a long time for me to figure it out properly, but I think it'd be worth it. But I have other stuff here I need to do first. Like this is good practice too, just kind of figuring out what I want to do with a starter base, basically. I was saying exactly a starter base per se, but it's realistically it's pretty much a starter base. But I live here a lot, so I need to at least try and make it look a little bit better. That needs to be. Yeah, we'll leave some of these at the end here be dirt, just so it kind of feels like it slopes a little bit, and we'll kind of shave this corner down, and then it'll have like grass on it too. But it's a little better, and we need to do one more. Now you see kind of how it like again like slopes. So we've got our peak, and then it's a kind of steep curve, and then it goes kind of neutral, and then it starts like flatlining out a little bit harder. And this is pretty much what I want to do, but on like a 3D scale in terms of like what I want to do for this like little terraforming bit. Although maybe not, because this is so unnaturally angular, it might just be better to just straight up like say fuck it and just like, wood. Unironically that might be a hit. Yeah, I might just do that instead. Like, we'll have it kind of like go up into this corner and everything proper, but I'm just gonna kind of double down on how angular this shit looks for the time being, and then we're just gonna like have that like that, boom, beam goes out to here. I guess we'll flatten this bit just a tiny little bit. So that way this is also a little bit better flush with some of the other stuff I have going on. And like stuff like this has got to be stone. We'll figure out some of the finer bits and all that too, but yeah, just kind of rough ideas of what we're working with for the time being. But I want this to be a world I can really be like proud of, be like, damn, I was only around it for like a month, but Jesus Christ, I certainly got a lot done for an entire month's work. And it looks great, and it is great to live in, it was great to build, like, all around couldn't have gone wrong with it kind of deal. That's what I'm aiming for at least. And we need some walls, and then all this is just going to be replaced with like log, and then we'll have some like pillars and beams and all that. But we're gonna do something a little different actually, because it's in the water, right? Like wood, okay, like wood on land like this is understandable because this is for like housing and shit, right? But when you start getting to like docks, you have like like stripped logs, for example, would be absolutely perfect if I wanted to have it. So like if they were above water like this, they're normal, maybe a little bit normal here, and then they start getting near the bottom, and that's when they become stripped. But there is one other thing that I can try and do, and it's a mix of like cobblestone, a little bit of mossy cobblestone here and there for like a little bit of texturing, and then cobblestone walls. But I can do some funny shit with you'll see it. Give me a minute here. Take some of that. Now we need more walls anyways. And so there we go. First of all, we're gonna line this. And I'll get my stairs at some point here. But all this outer stuff will be just like logs, and then when we kind of get into a place like this, and we'll kind of clear away some of the dirt a little bit too. But maybe it should help kind of like sell it a little bit more, because I don't want it connecting to blocks, it'll look a little weird. Yeah, it's a little nicer. We'll figure out the fine bits a little bit too, but for right now this should kind of do. But basically the bottom half is like bulkier, like cobblestone, because it needs a little bit more to support it. But then as you kind of get close to the the actual bits up here, you switch over to cobblestone walls, right? So we go ahead and we switch these out into walls. Maybe we'll work on it a little bit more specifically. Then that does kind of look a little funky with the... Maybe it'll look better with the beam in place. How many choices? I'm gonna try. We'll kind of get a rough idea if we do this, if this would actually look good or not. I mean, this doesn't seem too bad. I think the proportions are definitely wrong. Like, this feels like this juts out for a little bit too long, so it should be replaced a little bit with some cobblestone. And then maybe I need to even bulk up the cobblestone a little bit near the bottom. But I don't think this is a bad thing. It needs probably some work, but it's not bad. Like we do something like this. See, but now it feels like it's too bulky, you know? So then if I like kind of help it along. And stuff like that is what I want to do. Yeah, but then now it feels like I'm trying too hard, and then it looks like, you know, it's maybe just blocks. Is it does that look right too? It would look better with just walls going all the way down. I could always use those stripped logs like I was talking about, but I kind of wanted to actually like legitimately taper, but I just having, you know, this just be like a thin kind of thing. That kind of looks like it holds it up, but it really like shouldn't. Like, oh, see, that doesn't, oh man, because that doesn't feel wrong. It doesn't look inherently wrong, but it's a little bit too bulky at the bottom now. I mean, maybe something like this ain't the worst either. How bad would it be if I just kind of did it on like something like this here? Like, would this look horrible? With how like long it has to go down for? Something like this look bad? I mean, I could see it working. I don't know, because I know for a fact I want logs though on the outside, so we're gonna focus on that for right now. And maybe we'll kind of get some of the other shit a little bit, but I know for a fact the logs on this part would be nice just to kind of line it. But as for a lot of the other stuff, I'm really not too sure. But that's okay, because again, we're freehanding this thing. Just no fucking clue what I'm doing. And that's kind of the goal, is that I have no clue what I'm doing. And we'll just kind of see how it goes. Because it's fun, you know? And got some wood, I think, right? And I don't really do like a bunch of like really crazy like texturing or nothing. It's just kind of like 2012, 2013 Minecraft kind of simplicity, you know? It just kind of got like a fresh coat of paint on it. Alright, this actually needs to be going back to grass. Because if I have to do it on that side, then I have to do it on this side. And this side is just a little bit too small for that to work. No, this doesn't look half bad with walls up on it. Yeah, today at the very least, I'd like to get kind of like the main part that I live in done, and maybe get a little bit of extra work done on some of the other parts, but I have no clue if that would even happen today. So much I have to do. There's so much I want to do, I don't want to end up overwhelming myself and make out too many choices. We're done here. I mean, I did the surviving part of the game, but then it's like, well, you know, what now? I think I could have a staircase going up, like, I'd have this be like a slab or something, and then I'd have this be like two slabs, and then the staircase, and then I just have some like natural stone kind of help it up a little bit. That way I still have some nice staircases. I think this looks pretty nice with the cobblestone wall all the way around it. I'll get rid of the deep slate at some point, but this is at least reasonable. I got very much no walls left. I somehow feel like it feels like shittier with the cobblestone support here at the bottom than if it was just like kind of like vaguely like meshed into the dirt. Maybe as long as there's just kind of like a nice core of like cobblestone here, and then it's actually properly like surrounded by some more like sand and dirt or something, then like that could help it. Of course, I don't exactly know what I'm talking about, but and again, I don't think anybody does in any given day, so it's alright. Like if I can just kind of like smoothen that a little bit better. Like I'll have like this kind of be like dirt and like sand and then kind of have it like slope out. I just need more sand to do that, but good work. I'm gonna start drowning here. There we go. Although it's not like it'll do anything. It's daytime here. I mean, this feels like it works, right? Like it kind of makes sense that it goes into the land and then there's no supports here because it goes in the land. If I did that, I think I need to actually have. Do I want? Okay, so hang on. Like this part here would definitely have to have some support, but I think Oh, and then that actually would mean that I could actually flatten this out with no consequences. That's good. This part here needs support, and I don't think walls will cut it here. I feel like having like an actual solid like beam of just like stripped logs might help it. Like I have it actually peek into here a little bit, but something like this, right? And then we would have like a whole bunch of stuff like under the dirt, so we need like a block of free space, but then we would have something kind of like vaguely connecting. And then I could have it like arch too, so that way it doesn't look like completely out of place. Also, this shit ugly. Gotta get rid of it. The dirt needs to be more up by the surface. It's sand that kind of needs to be near the bottom. Like if I had, maybe I should try like flattening this out. That might help me a little. Like I don't know. Like if I had like a bunch of walls and then it kind of like arced until it was flat here, then it arced back, right? Like that could be kind of good. At least I could probably look good. We're gonna use grass. I have no other blocks, but we're gonna fill in this a little bit. I'll have to have some gravel actually mix up better into this. Then we're getting rid of this boulder. Grass will go away soon enough, so we'll like let it be. I don't know if I have any more cobblestone. No, I do. Okay, good. Well, I mean, at least this part is pretty decent. I still have like some work to do, but it at least doesn't like look horrible. And we'll remove this staircase at some point. There might not even be enough space to work with, to be honest. Which would kind of... And plus, it's not even like really centered. Well, actually, it kind of is. Oh no, it kind of isn't though. I think this thing is not even centered to begin with, like in terms of, you know, it's odd. But I don't want this to just be like one huge ass like wall either. It might just be better to have it kind of as beams, because this might be trying to overcomplicate things a little bit. Keep it relatively simple. I think it's fine to have like a little bit kind of like helping support it. Like I'm talking like, you know, boom, there we go. That's all we need to support it with. It's just something like this. Like we just keep it like painfully simple and, you know. I mean, that looks pretty solid. Don't curve a whole bunch, but I mean, it's simple. Then we just have like a bunch of like stone bricks or something laying on top of this so it looks a little bit better. Or actually, you know what? Hang on. Let me see. I didn't even think about, like, I wonder why that does that there. It's because of these for sure. I'm also out of walls. Now, if I could fix that to be a little bit better, I think this might not actually look too terrible. It's just a matter of figuring that out. I need more walls anyways. I guess let's go check on the iron farm really quickly. That is in fact a lot of iron. It's like 2 stacks of iron blocks pretty much. Doesn't help because I'm not building out of iron, so bruh. More cobble? Nah, pretty much out. Damn. Got a little bit left. We're gonna have this oak fence gate as a placeholder. I'll actually change it a little later, but it's just a placeholder for the moment. Because I'm gonna actually... Oh, I want to be here. I wonder what should go here. I think it should be the storage, but I don't know. I want a pretty fucking huge storage room. Yeah, I think I got the strat though. It's like just use a bunch of slabs. Where are they? Here we go. Well, again, this is just kind of placeholder stuff. We'll figure out the finer bits, I guess, a little later. But this would be like the same as the four, like its own thing. So this could be like spruce planks, for example, something of that nature. And then this is where the ladder is. I need trapdoors. This is where the ladder goes. And then it's just a matter of like piling up like an unholy amount of chests. The 3 whole blocks of space. That half block at the top. Using Silk Touch here for a little bit. Yeah, you can kind of see where I'm going with this though. So we'll only do 2 layers of it for right now, but at least we got a nice little surplus of cobble so we can go back to doing our good. There we go. But I need this to store like an unholy amount of stuff, which is why this is like. And then we'll get it prepped too for some more. But this is as far down as it needs to go for the time being, so. wonder if this works. It does, that's good to know. Cool. It's not correct. That's crazy. And then we'll fill all these up with chests eventually, but I can access pretty much every single chest, like really come. Is what I'm going for. Wow, I guess. But it's easy to kind of expand downwards and all that, and I still have enough platforms to do other shit with. But it should be good. But we were really just getting sidetracked because I needed more cobblestone. So we're gonna go ahead and get that kind of fixed back. That. Wandering trader. He's got Nautilus shells, we riot because yes. Does he? Nope. He's just a fucking clown. Funny way to die in hardcore, die by llama spit. Now, why does this happen? This feels like it shouldn't have. It is because of these. Okay, so if I do that, and you see how the whole thing is pillared. Okay. But what if I did like? What if I did like this? The whole thing pillared just because it's a single block at that point? Yeah. Really a weird spot. So it looks ugly as fuck when it's like that specifically. I can't leave the dirt just kind of exposed. I don't think just like cobblestone stairs would exactly work either, like if I had stairs lining the others. This looks nice, but you know, it's just missing that little bit extra, you know. Maybe just normal cobblestone might help it out here. And it still blends because it's cobblestone. And if I could, if this looks good when it's replaced with cobblestone, I mean, yeah, it seems like it's passable. So that seems pretty reasonable to me. Like if you saw this, I'd believe it. Other than the middle part, which I am still now realizing is still too fucking like. I think just having it flush with the other should probably help, and then actually having some dirt around a little bit more should probably help it out. But otherwise, it looks a lot better than it did. This serves no purpose other than to look pretty, so. And that's alright. Yeah, it's at even height. Why would these be connected though? Like, at least some stuff is getting done, so that's good. And just don't even look horrible neither. Definitely still needs work, obviously, but you know, it's passable for now with the underside of this stuff. I'm getting like way too hyper focused on this though. But at this point it's already almost done, so does it matter? Yeah, this is pretty reasonable too. So I think this part's pretty much solid. Like, I don't really need to change anything else with this part for right now. Like, I'm pretty happy with how it is. Other than like that, I guess, but no big deal. Yeah, this is a lot better looking. Like, it makes sense, you know. I'm glad about that. These match up pretty nicely. This needs to, yep, just a little. But yeah, this is pretty nice. I mean, could be probably better, but I mean, I can tolerate it, so it's not like I'll be down there too much anyways. And then out here, the front end still looks nice. Like, that clashes pretty well with the cobblestone walls and all that good stuff. And actually, because I used cobblestone on the underside of this, I might be able to like kind of use it here to help out. Because then I can also have it be on the underside of this stuff over here. And then maybe have it look a little bit nicer too. That way it's not just floating on dirt, basically. Could help out. I have no more logs. And honestly, these have got to be moved. and then we just have our logs. In here. I should have some cobblestone slabs. There we go. Just one thing I like doing with a lot of my wait a minute here, so changing shit up. But one thing I like doing with my docks usually is, you know, just fucking making them so you can actually drive a boat onto them. Like I know you normally park, but it's nice if I ever wanted to like in like a sheep or something. Not sheep, that's a bad example because I already have sheep, but if I wanted like a cow, like actually, right, what I could do is I could drive it up to these slabs and then just, you know, literally have a fucking cow. There you go. I will leave that empty. Yeah, then, you know, just have some shit. Yeah, it's a little nicer. Yeah, I mean, like now we got a dock, all that funny business. We'll kind of like carve this away. And we're gonna fill in that little tunnel, or at least a part of it. Yeah, sorry I'm not really talking a whole bunch. I'm just still trying to figure out what I should really do here with all of this. And it's not really too exciting anyway, so there hasn't been exactly a whole lot to say. We're gonna put some stairs here soon. Yeah, that was copper, not gonna lie. Oh, we'll have it be down here. There we go, it's a little bit better. And this staircase doesn't even need to exist, honestly. So we're getting rid of it. I mean, this one replaces it and does it a little bit nicer, but it needs to be moved anyways. I mean, a lot of this could probably be outsourced to like ladders and whatnot, so. But either way, it's gotta go. What? We're just gonna toss these leads somewhere. I just don't want them on me. I don't have enough space for other stuff. We'll organize this again later, but I just need some of this shit gone. Go ahead and move this. Stone bricks would look good. Yeah, I'm not gonna just do any like kind of huge ass build for a long time. This is just more practice, honestly, until I figure that out, which might take a while. Or it might not ever happen, depending on if I die or not. We'll find out, but still in a hardcore world regardless, but no, see, it's places like this, right, that kind of have an actual, like, terraforming is going to be really useful. And we're going to actually take some of this stone, not cobblestone, but kind of wanting to, again, curve that way. This way, it'll just kind of literally have to be like this or something, because it's too thin to really work with. And then I guess same with this part to an extent. And again, like once some grass spreads over it, it seems like it'd be believable enough, you know? Although it may be believable, but it doesn't exactly. Hell, I could even just, hang on, give me a second. I'm gonna expand this out to be a little bit wider, right? And then we'll actually make the floor with, and we'll have this be cobblestone. And that looks pretty solid, and then I would just kind of build this up and flatten this out a little bit. Oh, maybe I can actually rework the garden bit into here. That could be cool. I think I could do that. I'll sleep today. Get some phantom soon if I don't. Could work. I have no more spruce logs. They've all gone, all out. So we'll have to figure something out with it. I think I can replace this and actually have a actual useful ladder. Kind of go all the way up. We'll have this ladder go up as far as I can get it to go. Now we got some stone here. More ladders. Just keep digging. These are not too far from the surface. Well, it doesn't need to go this high because this shit needed to get flattened out anyway. It's just kind of a ridge, and that's fine and all, but time for it to go. Same with this boulder. I'm gonna have to take the lightning rod and move it. Yeah, we're gonna have to fill this kind of back up with dirt and all that. No use trying to reinvent the wheel in terms of like how this terrain is. So the only part that I really carved out was for that staircase, so we can actually match up a lot of this pretty easily. So we'll actually have it look good as a result. So like we get that, and then this looks like natural from the outside. And then we'll just fill this in with like stuff. Dirt, stone. We'll save some of the dirt for outside stuff. Some of this is something. Even this month. Dude. We're gonna replace this with grass. I also need more dirt. And I need to kind of fill all that in with a lot of dirt. It's looking better. It's still like not even close to done, but it's better looking than it was, at least in terms of getting rid of the podzol and actually having a house. I can make this look nicer too, but at least a start. Now we need some dirt, like I had said earlier. Nice. I kind of like the look of like terraced like grass like this. I don't know if that's the right word to describe it, but just I think it's just kind of really cool to have it like kind of be into these like large cubic like segments instead of just trying to like blend naturally on like everything. Also, then I can just say it's an aesthetic choice and not being me being bad at building. Also useful. It'll look better once some grass has kind of filled this in too. I mean, this is, well, I'll have to tone that a little bit, but otherwise it does look at least pretty solid. Looks like it blends a little bit better. turns, get ready to set too. I mean, like, here, we'll actually use the Elytra this time, or do a little flyby. Here, we'll see what we got from here. I mean, it still looks pretty natural. I mean, it definitely looks, like, bizarre, but I don't see that part being too out of place, but, we'll do another flyby. You can see on the right-hand side of that, it's a little bit too flat. So I need to actually, like, turn it a little bit. Mainly up here at this kind of stone part, this needs to kind of turn a little bit. So we're just gonna pat it out with a little bit of dirt. Up here at the, stone. I think that's a little bit nicer. Oh, you know, except the fucking huge ass boulder that looks ugly as shit. But we can forget that for right now. I mean, yeah, it looks pretty natural. The top looks, again, weird because it is flat, but it looks fine. This part looks weird though because of how flat it is, but... And then this is just flat beyond fucking belief. Damn. Yeah, that's way too flat. If I have... So the other thing I can try is, like... If I can either, like, texture it, or, like, actually have, like, a building properly, like, jutting out of this thing, that could help it out a lot. But we've already got a decent bit of work done, so... I don't want to do a whole bunch more today. And I think that's at least reasonable for right now. I mean, we're getting some of this to be flat. I'm starting to work on getting all the pods all converted into grass, but terraforming this amount of land, and this is just the front end, right? Like, that's what I'm worried about now. I have not even gotten close to touching that shit over there. But my base does at least look a little bit better on the inside, other than the mass amount of shulker boxes that are here. It's presentable, at least. And cool if I just had more, like, shit kind of going up and up. Instead of having all this being, like, terrace grass, I could probably have more, like, building, you know? That would probably help. And then have buildings poking out of the flat end over there, and then where the sugarcane is, I have another building kind of jutting a little bit. Not a whole lot of jutting, but just enough to be, like, you know... Like, I think building just, like, raw, like, cubic buildings could be cool as long as it's done properly and it's more of, like, an abstract kind of thing, you know? Like, they're all, like, nice and geometric where they kind of poke out of each other in a cool way. Maybe that's enough thinking. We're gonna get some of this put away, and then I'll figure out what I want to do. And, like, again, like, a nice bit, like, this looks nice at least, like, even with just a plain stone, it still looks pretty solid. It's just doing this kind of style, but up a lot of it, and then also, again, getting rid of the podzol is not an easy feat for no good reason. Yeah, getting getting this to kind of go away is going to be hard because I'd have to push this back like a couple of blocks, right? And then taper it. So I'd have to push that back a couple of layers, like to about here, and then taper it like pretty heavily. And then do the same thing over here if I didn't want to actually build stuff. And I might just do that first anyways, just because, like, you know, it might make it a little bit better to build stuff when I actually have something nice to kind of look at regardless. So, but yeah, just doing this is taking almost 2.5 hours, which, yeah, this is pretty much all I've been doing. So we're gonna go ahead and call it day for tonight. We'll be working on this stuff for the next couple of parts, and we'll just kind of see how it goes. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope to catch you guys next time.